Andy, can you do me a favour? Can you start a round of applause going? Start with you, and then we'll move on to that. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together. The Ben Coleman supporter!
Hello, everybody. I am Ben Supporter. For legal reasons, my name is Kevin the Frog. I do not go by any other name. So Ben asked me to come out and tell you some jokes. So what did the frog order from McDonald's? French flies and a Diet Coke. Yeah, I know. Okay, what do you call a frog that lives in a shell? Hermit the frog. Hermit. Not hermit. Okay, let's try some crowd work. Who else here has slept with a pig? Nobody ever admits to that. Okay, some quick fire questions. You, sir, in the hat. What's your favorite color? Green, you say? And who's your favorite superhero?
Superman.
Green Lantern, you say? And who's your favorite band? Yeah, last one. Who's your favorite political party? Reform, you say? You're a horrible man. I don't want to go back to this one. You ever get that feeling you're being watched? I'm in there right now. Oh my God, there's a man under there! And he's saying the exact same thing to me at the exact same time! Hello and welcome to the show, which is called About to Ben. I've been dreaming of the things I learned about a Ben. If you haven't guessed by that little introduction and the poster, the title is inspired by the 2002 film About a Boy. Do you all remember that film? Yes, for anyone who doesn't, it's a film starring Hugh Grant as a middle-aged man who befriends a 12-year-old boy in a park and spends that time with him in his apartment. Back then it was considered a family-friendly comedy. Now that would be a BBC inquiry. But it's a great film with a great soundtrack by a badly drawn boy. And incidentally, the bank's told me if I don't make any money from this, I will be overdrawn more. So I'd like to start with a song. This is a guitar, by the way, I'm just enormous. A little ripple went round the room as people got it. If you think I'm named after Big Ben, you would be wrong. Though just like that famous bell, I've got an impressive dong. And I'm sure I've heard some people calling me a clock. At least I think that's what they said. Hi, I'm Ben. Michael Jackson never wrote a song about me. Don't have a friend called Jerry with whom I make ice cream. Never climb Ben Nevis, but people walk all over me. Hi, I'm Ben. Not short for Benjamin, please don't call me that. If you call me Benjamin, then I'll give you a... Didn't mean to do that hard. Talk about suffering for your art. Hi, I'm Ben. There we go, we're into the show. I love this getting applause early on, it's going to make it for a weak finish. So, yeah, I'll start off by hiring this a little bit. Trying to. There we go. So yeah, start off telling you a bit about me. So I grew up, actually no, I'm still very childish. I'm not a superstitious person, and touch wood I never will be. I've been doing stand-up for 3.5 years now, and recently been described as one to watch by the West Midlands Police. I'm also quite a kind person. I've got a big heart, or as the doctors call it, enlarged. I do actually have a slightly distended heart, so I've got a heart condition called Tetralogy of Fallows, which I thought was a Tolkien novel. But yeah, so I've had about 11 operations over my life, most of them when I was young. In fact, I'm the only patient there with a loyalty card now. I'll be going there so often, they start inviting me on the staff outings. But the last operation I had was a pulmonary valve replacement. So they replaced one of my valves in my heart with a synthetic valve made from cow tissue. I didn't even know cows used tissue. So yeah, it's weird having this bit of cow inside, but fortunately it hasn't really affected. Although I do find myself getting aroused going down the dairy aisle now. But yeah, the one good thing about going into hospital so much is all the nice student nurses, because I've seen a lot of nice student nurses over the years. I remember this one gorgeous blonde Australian woman came in and she said, sorry, just remembering that nurse. She came in and said, do you mind if I have a listen to your heart? So, I was lying there thinking, well, you can, but you might get false results because my heart started beating faster when you came in. Well, I was 10 at the time, so what I actually said was, yes, please, thank you! So yeah, and then she listened to my heart and said thank you and left. And I lay there and said, don't bother with the operation, she's already broken my heart. Very dramatic child. But yeah, growing up with a heart condition, my mum was very supportive, like while I was in and out of hospital. And she always insisted that my heart condition would never affect my life. And she used to say, Ben, when you grow up, you could be whoever you want to be. And she told me that just before she was arrested for identity fraud. She's always been supportive and given me good advice. Like when I started doing stand-up, she said you should practice in the bath. Like when you're lying there, not the jokes and try telling them. So I did, I practiced in the bath and it really helped. But the trouble is she gave the same advice to my brother and he wanted to be an electrician. So this next song is about some more advice my mum gave me. Mommy said stop putting things up your nose. Your fingers okay, but not your toes. Don't even think about the garden hose. And a firework will make sure your nose really blows. Mommy said stop putting things in your ear. The telephone wire won't help you hear. Don't use it to open a bottle of beer. And a candle won't make your wax disappear. Mommy said stop putting things up your bum. I know it feels good and it sounds like fun, but a trainer might give you the runs and your action man might lose his gun. There you go, so yeah, my mum was very supportive. My dad wasn't quite as supportive. Like for instance, when I was 6, he walked out and we never saw him again. It's fine, by the way, there's no trauma. If anything, it saved me a fortune on Father's Day presents. But so growing up, it was me, my mum and my brother, and we were all very close, we all got on. Like me and my brother had that natural sibling rivalry, like I was always better at building Lego, he was better at drawing. But we grew up and got out of that. He moved out, got his own house and a wife and 3 kids. And I'm still living at home and single, so fair play to what I think is good. So this is a song dedicated to my brother. My brother's allergic to nuts. His tongue goes an incredible size. It sounds so funny when he talks, and that's the reason why. I put cashews in his shoes, put chestnuts on his chest, put hazelnuts up his nasal ducts with a slice of lemon zest. I put walnuts on his walls, put peanuts in his peas. I put pecans in both of his hands, and here's what he said to me. Well, it was funny, but I felt bad when I saw how it made him mad. And that's the reason why. I put coconuts in his coke, I put pine nuts in his pints, I put pistachios right up his nose, and here's what he said to me. Well, I hate to think what he'll do to me if he ever discovers my allergy. But I don't need to worry about that just yet, you see. Cause he's still stuck in A&D. I've got one more song about my family members that I'd like to do. And this one's dedicated to my nan, who sadly can't be with us tonight. apparently Coronation Street's getting excited. Old lady, would you like a hand? I know that I look pretty young, but I'm a gentleman. Old lady, I'll help you cross the road. Unless there's lots of traffic, then screw it, you're on your own. Old lady, I'd like to help you so. I'll push you in a wheelchair wherever you wanna go. Old lady, I'll take you up a hill and let you go and watch you roll back down just for a thrill. Oh, think of all the entertainment we're gonna get when I do your medication like a Russian roulette. Will it be the dementia meds or the tic-tacs? Who knows? Old lady, I'll help you get dressed, but I ain't got much time, so you're only wearing a vest. Old lady, if you need a shower, I'll help you in, and then I'll say I'll see you in an hour. Okay, we got to the point where you join in. Are you ready to join in? Yes. Let's try that again. Are you ready to join in? Yes. Very good. So if you all just take your clothes off. Now, I know it's hot and we all want to take our clothes off, but please keep them on. So what we're going to do is all sing one line over and over until we all get bored. And it goes like this. Old lady, we're all coming to get you. 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 Old lady, we're coming to get you. Thank you for doing that. I'm going to play that last bit down the phone to my nan tomorrow. So I grew up in Birmingham, which is why I don't have the accent. I got rid of it when I was young. It's a horrible accent. It's so depressing. It can't sound genuinely excited. Bless you. It can't sound genuinely excited if you're from Birmingham. It's just like, oh, this is brilliant. I've had the best day of my life. So what I tend to do instead is, because I quite like accents, when I go to different cities, I just put on their accents. Like, if I go to Liverpool, I do the Scouse accent. If I go to Wales, I do the Welsh accent. Go to Scotland, I do the Scottish accent. And I had a holiday to India the other day and got into a lot of trouble there. But yeah, so I grew up in Birmingham. I went to a Roman Catholic school, which is where I became an atheist. Yeah, I didn't like that. They said to me, Ben, do you believe in God? And I was like, just enough to pass. But, I used to humour them and like go along and join in at mass and stuff. I used to love the songs at mass because we just have fun with it. Like, here I am, Lord, hello, it is I, Lord, it's me. I heard you calling in the night. It's 3 a.m, what are you doing? I will go, Lord, I'm off now. If you leave me, I don't know where I'm going. And I'll hold your people in your hearts, in my fart. We were 10 years old. But yeah, there was lots of cool songs we sang in school, and there's one that I've been doing when I've been peeping, I've been testing out, because some people remember it, some don't. So, see if you remember this one. Nobody likes me, everybody hates me, think I'll go and eat worms. Big fat juicy ones, little thin skinny ones, see how they wriggle and squirm. Anyone remember that? No. Not for that. It's very weird. It sounds like a fun and silly song to sing, but if you think about it, it's a terrible song to sing to kids. It's saying everyone hates you, and the apparent solution to that is to go and eat worms. Like, that's going to get you friends. But the thing is, kids are very impressionable at a young age. I know I was, because I took the song literally. It was advice. I used to bring a trowel to school and sit there at playtime digging up worms. I didn't get any friends, but I got a stomach infection. And the necessary skills to work at McDonald's. But yeah, there wasn't really much else to do in our playground because they had a spout of banning things. Like they banned British Bulldog because it was too rough. Then they banned running because apparently people were having too many accidents. Then they banned shouting because it was apparently too noisy. and then they banned any food. And it's like, most schools prepare you for adult life and work life, but ours was preparing us for prison. Kids in the playground on benches lifting up weights, and other kids passing candy cigarettes going, "This is for Timmy the Shiv." Oh, no. See, the trouble doing this is I mentioned food a few times now, and I haven't actually had any lunch, so if you don't mind, I'm going to have a quick snack. So the trouble is, I never made a jelly, but it still feels wrong. So yeah, school was alright, it was good. I wasn't particularly popular, and I had my fair share of embarrassing moments. Like, you know how sometimes kids accidentally call the teacher mum? I accidentally called the teacher nan once. I didn't like that, they were only in the 40s at the time. But I wrote a little song about that. And I'm just going to finish this. Many years ago back in school, I tried my best to look so cool, but all the hard work went down the pan when I accidentally called the teacher nan. I just said it, don't know why, and it made it worse that he was a guy. Everything all around, wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. Standing there in the elevator with 3 people, I'll see you later. Silence falls and bless my heart, I let out an almighty. It was deadly but not that silent, the smell inside was pretty violent. I say nothing, eyes down, wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. When I trip up in front of you, when I realise I'm in the ladies' loo, when I ask a fat girl when's it due. Oh, swallow me up. At a funeral the other day, I saw a widow crying away. Touched her shoulder, but being so old, it made her jump and she fell in the hole. That woman was all of a dither. She grabbed my arm and pulled me down with her, lying there while everyone frowned. Wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, swallow me up. Oh, wish the ground would just come and swallow me up. My worms were so dry. So yeah, going through school, I didn't really know what I wanted to be when I left school. And that was brought home to me when we had a careers lesson, and the woman said to me, "What do you want to do when you leave school?" So I just went, "I want to be Batman." And she said, "Okay, well what do you think you'll have to do to become Batman?" I thought, crap, I didn't think there'd be follow-up questions. But, you know, I thought either she's humouring me or she's trying to catch me out, and I'm not going to be caught out. So I came up with this long plan. I said, well, first, you know, I need to kill both my parents, and I need to find a sidekick, so I'll get a young boy, take him into life-threatening situations. That seems normal. I'd have to become very rich, so, you know, maybe invest in stocks. I hear Woolworths is doing well at the moment. I came up with this big, long plan. And I'll be honest, if I put that much thought into my actual career plan, I probably wouldn't be doing stand-up for extra cash right now. But yeah, so I grew up, left school and became a graphic designer, or tech support as it's also known. Because if anyone works on a computer, you know that everyone thinks that because you work on a computer, you know everything to do with computers and how to fix them. So you always get messages like, can you help me fix my phone or my computer or my electric toothbrush, please? But the thing is, I don't mind, I will help people, I'm a nice guy, I'll help. But it's when they message and say, can you help my printers fix, can you help fix my printer, it's broke. It's like, well, why is it broke? Is it not turning on, not printing, what? So when I get messages like that now, I just reply and say, oh yeah, that's a common problem, all you need to do is fix it. But, so yeah, although I'm a graphic designer, I don't really do graphic design jokes, because they are, well, partly because my colleagues watch this show and they kind of keep my job, but also because graphic design jokes are quite niche. So I'll give you an example. So I designed a leaflet for a client the other day and sent it to them. They really liked it, and they said, "We like the flyer, but you can't see the logo on top of the image. Could you use the white version of our logo?" And they sent a JPEG. Okay, let me explain. There's two types of image file types. There's a PNG, which will show the logo and a transparent background behind, and a JPEG, which will show the logo and automatically add a white background. So they sent a white logo on a white background, it's just a white square. And that's why I don't do graphic design. But I've also got a part-time job recently, working in a bar, collecting glasses. It's going great. I found 2 pairs of Ray-Bans last night. But speaking of glasses, these are actually an old pair, because I went to the opticians the other day and said, "I think I need new glasses." He said, "You do this at the butcher's." So I wonder why there's dead rabbit in the window. But I went next door to the opticians and I did give new glasses. And I said, "I want the pair that every guy who comes in here tries on." So she gave me these. I can see clearly with my glasses on. I can see all pedestrians in my way. Got all the kids off my car bonnet now. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Better with 1 or 2, that's what they say. I really need to take these off because ironically I can't see a thing with them on. So I now became a graphic designer. There you are, I took a gun. So even though I became a graphic designer, it wasn't my dream job. The dream job was actually being a rock star. Hence the ukulele. Yeah, I never quite made that. But growing up, we listened to a lot of music. My mum listened to a lot of Elvis, and I became obsessed with Elvis. I wanted to be like Elvis and be a rock star. So I did spend a lot of my teenage years sat in the toilet eating burgers. Too soon? But the other band we liked was Queen, and I love Freddie. So I'm going to do my impression of Freddie Mercury if he was from Yorkshire. Hey, yo! I love that pose he does, like he's standing on a train holding the railings. And incidentally, I found if you do stand on a train holding the railings and go, hey, yo! Surprisingly, people will actually have you thrown off the train. But so I did write a Queen parody I was going to do, but I'm worried it might be a bit cheesy. What do you think? Do you want to hear a cheesy Queen parody? Yes. All right. I want to grate cheese. I want to grate cheese. Shut up, you asked for this. I want to grate Stilton and cheddar, with Leicester and feta and Eden, and maybe some cream. God knows I want to grate cheese. The punchline is right at the start, and then it's just me listing cheese. But I promise you, you'll never hear that song the same way again. But, yeah, so I'm not a rock star, obviously, because this doesn't say rock and roll. This says like Harry Potter's hipster twin brother. But I do try and be a bit rock and roll, and that's what this next song is about. My lyrics are clean and I never swear. Girls don't throw me their underwear. Don't run on stage, I just casually stroll. I'm just a little bit rock and roll. My biggest gig was a village fete. I went on stage 1 minute late. Everyone said I was out of control. I'm just a little bit rock and roll. I'll never get in a rage and smash my guitar. I'm not rich and I can't afford to buy a car. I don't have groupies, I just have fans. Some of them are old enough to be my nan. Never been mistaken for Dave Grohl. I'm just a little bit rock and roll. A little bit rock and roll. I said I'm a little bit. I'm a little bit rock and roll. But so yeah, I'm not very rock and roll, but I am very nerdy. I love Doctor Who. I'm a big Doctor Who fan. Or to put it another way, I'm single. Well, the two come hand in hand, don't they? Or rather, one comes in one hand. Oh, I'm a filthy joke on that. But yeah, I was going out with a girl until recently, but we broke up, which was quite sad. And I wrote a little poem about it. It goes, first she stole a kiss from me, then she stole my heart. Then she stole my phone and wallet. What a thieving tart. It was a strange relationship because she said she wanted to be treated like a princess, so I locked her in a tower and poisoned her food. And she used to say to me as well, a smile doesn't cost you anything, you know, and then go and spend 300 quid on lip filler and teeth whitening. And she managed to lose her mouth once. She did, she lost her mouth, spent ages looking for it, and eventually found it. It was under her nose the whole time. So yeah, but the real reason why we broke up was because she said to me, Ben, you're a musician, will you write a song about me and how you feel about me? I was like, I don't know, I don't really do serious songs. But in the end I gave in and I did, and this is what I wrote. She's not much to look at, but I enjoy the view. Even though she's 33, she still looks 32. Her hair's not that long and doesn't flow like golden silk. But I don't mind when I find her loose hair in my milk. Her eyes don't sparkle and her smile's not that bright. But her nose is well proportioned and her ears don't take flight. She's absolutely average and that's fine, because she's absolutely average and she's mine. She's just so perfectly satisfactory to me. Her clothes aren't that stylish by design, but they're always appropriate for the weather at the time. She can't sing in tune, but she always knows the words. The cooking's not that great, but it's enjoyed by the birds. There's nothing wrong with her, that's what I'm trying to say. And I wouldn't have her any other way. She's absolutely average, and that's fine, 'cause she's absolutely average, and she's mine. She may be drop dead gorgeous, but I'd be a little cautious. Something wrong there mentally, 'cause she settled for a guy like me. She's absolutely average, and that's fine, 'cause she's absolutely average, and she's mine. She's just so perfectly satisfactory to me. Ba-ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-ba-doo. Oh, she'll do ba-ba-ba-doo, ba-ba-ba-doo. Oh, she'll do. Apparently she didn't like that. But I should tell you as well, the title for that song was actually inspired by my granddad, because I was on holiday with him once and I said to him, what do you think of the hotel? And he went, oh, it's absolutely good. It's that roller coaster of absolutely good. Yeah, so I've been writing songs for about 15 years now. I've not really had much success with them, except once when I became very famous for 2 weeks in King's Standing. And I'd like to tell you that story now, and I don't need this just yet, so I'm going to let him have a little break. So it started off, the story, my friend Mike, who is here, little round of applause for Mike. Don't say I never give you anything. But he's at my house, and we had a leaflet come through the door for a guy who was campaigning to become a candidate in the local election, called Gary Sambrook. Now, I don't have any interest in politics. You know, I don't even know what party he was, whether he's Conservatory or Labrador. But the both of us being comics, we looked at the leaflet and started taking mick out of it. Like, at the top it said, working tirelessly all year round in King's Standing. But then every article was, Gary's reported these potholes, Gary's reported these graffiti. He's just like, he's not actually doing anything, he's just like one of those kids in the playground going, this is doing my streets. But it was the photos that we really loved, so I brought a few with me to show you. So this is Gary taking a poo behind the roadside. This is Gary, bunny hopping across the road. This one's got a story. So we printed his newsletter and he forgot to do it double-sided, so he's got to glue hundreds of them together now. But sorry, you can see those. So that's the last one. Bunny hopping across the road. Professional comedy now, ignoring half the audience. But yeah, so we started making jokes about the leaflet, and it was great fun. But then when we was out and about, like we saw a pothole and went, "Oh, Gary would report that." Like graffiti going, "Oh, Gary wouldn't stand for that." And we sort of half seriously started supporting him. And being a musician, I thought it'd be fun to write a little song. So I wrote a sort of spoof campaign song for Gary, and just taking the mick out of him essentially, and sent it to Mike, and he loved it. He said, "You should send it to Gary, you'll probably find your phone." So I sent it to him, and he loved it. He shared it on his social media. And then, about 2 days later, the Birmingham Mail messaged me and said, "We've seen your campaign song, we'd love to feature it in the news. Would you like to do an interview and a photo shoot?" For a song that I wrote as a joke. But I was like, "Yeah, of course." So they called me up and did an interview. And they said, "Why did you decide to support Gary?" Now, I couldn't say we saw his leaflet and thought he was a bit of a prat. So I just started making up, saying, "Oh, well, I loved his policies and what he stood for." No idea what he stood for. And then we did this interview, and then they did a photo shoot outside King's Standing Leisure Centre. So there's us with Gary. But yeah, and they sent a videographer, and he came with this big, professional camera. He took one look at me, put it down, and got his video camera phone out. I think he saw the ukulele and he thought, "Yeah, this doesn't need a big camera." But we played the song on video, and in the interview I'd said Mike co-wrote it with me, so I wasn't taking full blame for it. I didn't know any of the words, so he was doing the best, just standing there dancing. So, we did that, and then a few days later, Sunday Morning Politics messaged me and said, "Can we feature it on Sunday Morning Politics? This song that I wrote as a joke." And I said, "Yeah, I've always wanted to be on the BBC, so go for it." So they did that. Then a couple of days later, Adrian Goldberg played it on BBC Radio West Midlands, the song that I wrote as a joke. And he talked about it, and then he interviewed Gary, and Gary said everywhere he went in King's Standing, people were quoting the song to him. And the best thing was, my mum works for the council, and the leader of the opposition came in one day and said, "Why is your son writing songs for someone else? Write a song for me." And she just looked at him and said, "You wrote it as a joke." And yeah, so all this kind of went on, and Gary had been trying for 4 years to get into Parliament, and this year he won. So I managed to write a campaign-winning politics song by accident. And so it was great, and Mike's birthday was coming up, so I thought, I want to do something to mark that, because it was a fun couple of weeks for us, but there's nothing you can really get for Gary, so I had to make something myself, so I made the Gary Annual! 2014, you can see how long I've been writing on this story. It says now in colour as well, but I accidentally printed it in black and white. It's what Gary would have wanted. But yeah, it's just taking pictures of him and his tweets and stuff. Friends of Gary, we've got Rob, keen xylophonist and devoted atheist. Never met the guy. We got his band, Gary and the Litter Pickers. We got his autobiography, now available in Poundland. A form you can fill in if you want to report anything in King's Standing. So I did this, sent it to Mike, and he loved it. And then that was kind of the end of the story. Until a month later, I got a tweet saying, "Just read the Gary Annual, lol." It was Rob, Gary's friend, sitting there grinning there like that. I thought, hang on, I published this privately. How the hell has he found that? And the only way I can find it is if you Google image search Gary Sandbrook. So we all know what he's doing with his evenings. But I saw him a few days later in Erdington, and I said, "Look, I'm sorry about the annual, it was a bit of fun." He said, "No, it's great, we've ordered 15 copies for raffle prizes." So now I'm creating official merchandise as well. And if you're wondering what happened to Gary, he did get into Parliament, and his whole campaign is talking about working tirelessly for King's Standing. And now he's MP for Northfield. As soon as he got in, he buggered off. But he did help get his friend elected, Rob, And there's only one thing you can do when that happens, is create a Rob annual. So I did this one. They didn't buy any of these, but I think it's because I leaned heavily into a romantic relationship between Gary and Rob. Yeah, they didn't like that. But so if there's any politicians that want a campaign song in their merchandise, apparently I'm quite good at it. I mentioned the song, and I am going to play it for you, because I know you're all dying to hear it. So this is what I sang. I support him because he supports me. All year long he works tirelessly. Vote Gary. Vote Gary. Gary Sandbrook, he's our man. He reports things that no one else can. Vote Gary. When you vote on the 13th of February, make sure that you tick the box that says Gary. Because if you don't, we'll end up with some jerk who doesn't know the meaning of work. I support him because he supports me. All year long he works tirelessly. Vote Gary, his results are outstanding. Vote Gary, he's the king of kickstanding. Vote Gary, so when you vote, vote Gary. If I'd have known that BBC were going to pick it up, I'd have put a bit more effort. I certainly wouldn't have voted Gary with February. But yeah, because of the success of that song, I'm now working on a new song called Get Rid of Donald Trump. No, I wouldn't waste my breath on that guy. But if I did write a song for him, it would be the greatest political song. No one else could write a better song. I hate that I can do that voice. There's only two political impressions I could do. It's him and Boris Johnson. Boris Johnson, I know that you wrote a campaign song. Oh, the nights I've spent having those two arguing with each other. Because some people count sheep to get to sleep, but I count their combined IQ. I've never made it past double figures. But yeah, so anyway, yes, so I play the ukulele, and I love the ukulele because it's that small portable instrument, so if my friends come round and the conversation's dying down, I can whip it out and have a play. And if that doesn't work, I get the ukulele out. Hugely overhead of me there. But even though it's small, you can't really take it out and about with you, which is why I have this, my tiny little ukulele. You want to hear me play a song on this? Yeah, I bet you do. Yeah, but the trouble with the ukulele is because it's like such a happy instrument, you can't really play sad songs. I love playing sad songs on a ukulele. I like to imagine George Formby singing Adele songs. Hello, it's me. I was wondering if after all these years you'd like to meet. Turned out miserable again. A lot of people associate George Formby with the ukulele, although to be fair, most of those people are now dead. Which I think is a shame. I think we should keep his music alive. We just need to modernise it a bit. So imagine this in a TV advert. My PC is a load of crap. I think I'll have to send it back. I'd rather have an Apple Mac when I'm using Windows. So, I like this idea of modernising old songs, and I've been working on a few that I want to share with you tonight. But before I do, I need to prepare myself for it, so if you don't mind, just bear with me a moment. Thanks a lot. Well, I bless my soul, what's wrong with me? I just want to talk about therapy. ADHD and depression sucks, listen up. I'm all fucked up. I'm all fucked up. Thank you very much. See, a lot of people ask why I do this. First, I got a piece of broccoli stuck between my teeth. Like when I shake my hips and the crowd goes wild. I said, when I shake my hips, the crowd goes wild. What's actually happened is one of my testicles have fallen out, and I'm trying to realize it. Anyway, let's get on with the song. I guess I'll never know the reason why I got a million views. That's the wonder of YouTube. You were always on your phone. You were always on your phone. You guys have been a fantastic audience. I've got one last song I'd like to do for you. Goes like this. We're caught in a trap. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I can't walk out. My phone's on a 12-month contract. We can't go abroad together. We did a roaming flight. And we can't pay our bills. We did a roaming flight. Call me if just for a while, even just a pocket dial. Just don't let your phone battery die. 'Cause honey, you know I can never find the charger. You ever stop and wonder what you're doing with your life? I'm going to leave you to consider what you just witnessed. Before I go, I do want to say a big thank you, because I'll be honest, I came here thinking no one's going to show up, but it's a full room and I'm so grateful to you all. So thank you for coming. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Coleman Comedy. I have business cards with me if you want them. So yes, thank you for supporting live comedy as well. There's lots going on at Rik Mayall Festival, so go and enjoy it. And before I go, I always like to end on a high note, so thank you very much.